park benches, it in stairwells and on friends, couches, despite the dire circumstances, right? So Liz refused to let herself fall into this despair, right? So unlike many teens in similar situation, Liz didn't turn to drug or crime. She obviously internalized her mother's final words and used her pains as fuel to exchange the trajectory of her life. Her experience of losing her mother served as a obviously wake up call that pushed her to escape the cycle of poverty and addiction that had obviously blocked her family for generation, right? So turning point is what here, the turning point, education as salvation, education as salvation, right? So a pivotal moment came when Liz decided to go back to school. Though she had missed years of formal education, she obviously enrolled at an alternative high school, the humanities to say high school, the humanities preparatory academy in Manhattan, right, in Manhattan, with an unyielding commitment to succeed, I mean to say. She completed 4 years of high school in just 2 years, I mean to say. Okay, so all while being homeless. Her brilliance and determination didn't go unnoticed, right? So when her teachers become a mentor and recognized her potential, Liz was obviously encouraged to apply for a New York Times scholarship for obviously needy students, and despite stiff competition, she won. This scholarship obviously opened the door for her to apply Harvard University, right? So the scholarship interview here portrayed in the film obviously was one of the most emotional and honest moments in her journey. So Liz spoke not just for her struggles but her dreams. She didn't hide her past, obviously. Instead, she embraced it as the foundation of her strength. Her raw honesty and extraordinary perseverance impressed the selection committee, right? So acceptance to Harvard and beyond. So Liz was accepted into Harvard University, a milestone that obviously symbolized not just academic achievement but the overcoming of systematic poverty, right? Social neglect and obviously personal tragedy, right? Personal tragedy is also happening there, right? So her journey from living on the streets to studying at one of the world's top institutions become a beacon of hope and an emblem of human resilience, right?